What's up guys, Schmidt here, welcome back to another video. Today we're back on Black Ops 3, continuing the road of waiting for Black Ops 4 to come out. It cannot come soon enough. You gotta be fucking. And so today in this video, I thought I would answer a question that I get from time to time on my channel, whether it be in the YouTube comments or on Twitter or something. The question typically revolves around, like, what kind of equipment do I use? You know, what would I recommend for other people to use that want to do YouTube or streaming or something of that sort? And there's also a lot of people out there that feel like if they don't have the best equipment, that they can't do YouTube. And I get that question from time to time too, is do I need the big time equipment, the big stuff out there that all the bigger content creators use? Do I need all of that stuff to be able to do YouTube? How are you a level 1000? You're gonna let that happen. This could be big. This could be big. Come on, please. Come on! Just sitting there waving my hands around like a reverse clapping monkey trying to swim or some shit. Stab somebody, man. Come on. But to answer that question simply, the simple answer is no, and that's what a lot of people will tell you is no, you don't need that stuff. But I kind of want to explain why, explain some stuff that I used to use, some stuff that maybe I still use. Because I don't want to say that I'm the best example of this, but I mean, in my time with attempting to do YouTube and, of course, doing YouTube throughout various different ways, I've probably done some stuff that's not really traditional. You know, I didn't really start my channel with the most traditional of equipment and the big daddy stuff, like using an Elgato, using all the big name tech. And so let's start with capturing gameplay. Obviously, the big name thing out there to use is the Elgato capture cards. And that is what I will recommend to anybody. If you have the money to be able to get it, and you feel as though it's worth it for what you're doing, and you plan on doing it quite a bit and putting a lot of time into it, then for sure, I would invest in a capture card. And that's some of the same stuff I'll tell you guys with all of this, is to, like, if you plan on really getting into it and doing it seriously, then yeah, you know, and you have the ability to, yeah, invest the money and get the big name stuff. But this is more so for the people that are looking to maybe just try their hand at it, dip into it just a little bit. But yeah, for capture cards, I would highly recommend an Elgato to anyone that can afford one. However, there's plenty other ways to do it as well. And honestly, the easiest way to do it is to just use what you already play on. Your consoles are now pretty much capture devices. You can capture gameplay with your consoles. Both of them, the Xbox One and the PS4, and I'm sure there's plenty of ways to probably do it on PC, I'm sure. But they all have a feature to where they can record previous gameplay or go back and record. And honestly, that might be some of the easiest way to do it. And this is a method that I used for, I believe, like my first 8 months of really doing YouTube. So on the Xbox, there's a feature called Xbox Record That. And there's a similar thing on PlayStation to where you can record a previous clip and share it. Basically, when I first started doing videos, I wanted to do just something that I could with decent gameplay, because, you know, for the longest time I tried to just record stuff with my phone, as I'm sure a lot of people did, and you know, that doesn't really turn out the best. But obviously recording it with my console made it look a lot better than what it did with my phone. But with the Record That feature, I could only record about 30 seconds or so. So what I would do is play throughout a week, and I would just, you know, kind of go for some cool stuff in Black Ops 3, whether it would be good feeds, good snipes, just good plays in general, whatever. And if I got some cool ones, I would record them, and then, like, each week I would go back and, like, take some of the best ones and put them in a video. And so basically, I would just do videos with, like, you know, clips that weren't really that great, but, you know, there were some solid plays in Call of Duty, and I'd put them together for a video each week, and that's kind of how I really started doing YouTube. And I did that for about a couple months or so. I think those videos are still on my channel as well. But then the Xbox later got an update. In this update, it allowed you to change the record time from recording the previous 30 seconds, and you could change it all the way back to the last 5 minutes. This is where I like to say it changed the game for me for content creation. Because, of course, as you guys know, my bread and butter stuff is like doing commentaries. But when all you can record is 30-second clips, there's not a whole lot you can do. But when I could start recording back the previous 5 minutes, I finally got the idea to do this for, like, entire gameplays. So it started off with, like, if I got like a good gameplay, I'd go back into it in theater, and then I would play the gameplay in theater, and, like, after every 4 or 5 minutes or so, I would hit the record button, and then it would I would do that like 2 or 3 times until I got the entire gameplay. I would get those clips off of my Xbox and edit them together so that they made a full-on gameplay. So essentially, I had 3 or 4 clips that made up an entire gameplay, and I would clip them together to make a gameplay. I know, pretty genius, thank you. And then I started doing commentaries that way, and then I would record, I would put a face cam on over that gameplay with my iPhone. I'd set my phone in front of me and do a commentary that way and overlay that over top of gameplay. And that's how I started doing gameplay commentaries. So right there, off the bat, to do my videos, I had nothing that was big time to do them. I got gameplay just recording it off of my Xbox, and I did commentaries with a face cam using my phone. I did the same thing with live gameplays as well, so I did, here in Black Ops 3, their rank play system is Arena, and I would do live gameplays with my friends playing, usually Search and Destroy. And I would do things the same way. I would record it live, so like after 4 or 5 minutes or so into the gameplay, I would record to get the gameplay. I would have my face cam in front of me recording so that it has my face cam for a live gameplay. The funniest part is how I got the sound for this. So obviously when you record stuff on the Xbox, you're not going to be able to record your party sound just by recording clips. So what I did for this is I had an old Beats cord laying around, the ones that have the little microphone on the end of them. I would stick that inside the ear of my Astros so that it would record my voice and the party voice, which allowed me to get all voices for a live gameplay. So right there off the bat, that is about as jerry-rigged of a way of doing things as it gets. Now obviously about 8 months in, when I finally got like an Elgato and I got like a chat link cord, my god, my life was changed forever. That made things so much easier for me. But just for starting out, like, it worked well. I was able to make quality, not the best in the world, but quality videos doing that. It's how I got started before, you know, I think was in the time when I earned my first 100 subscribers, was just by doing that without an Elgato, without a legitimate webcam, without a legitimate microphone, just by finding a weird jerry-rigged way to do videos. You know, obviously it makes it much more tedious. That's the nice thing about like Elgatos and all that stuff, is that makes it easier. I don't have to hit record every 4 minutes on this. You know, with Elgato, it just runs the entire length of what I want it to. So obviously it's not the most efficient way to do things, and it's not the most recommended. Obviously, like I will always say, if you are able to get that higher tier equipment like Elgatos, like microphones, and all that stuff, then yes, absolutely do that. Another thing I did was, after I got my Elgato, I still didn't have like a real official webcam or an official microphone or anything, because like I said, I just used my phone. So what I did to record like webcam stuff after that was I used the little webcam on my computer, and then for a microphone, I had an old Rock Band microphone sitting out by my Wii that hadn't been used in forever, and all a Rock Band microphone is just a USB microphone, and it's honestly got pretty solid quality. Again, not the best in the world, but I mean, if you've got one of those laying around and you want to do commentaries or whatever, like they're not bad microphones at all to use. Now obviously since then, when I've started, I've gotten better equipment. Like, I've gotten the money and gone out and gotten better equipment as I've done YouTube longer, as I've grown. Like, obviously now I have an Elgato capture card. Obviously now I have a webcam. I have a snowball microphone. Like, I've gotten all that stuff, and that stuff still isn't the best equipment out there. There's still better webcams than the ones I have. There's still better microphones than the one I have. The only thing I have that's probably the best out there is the Elgato capture card. And throughout all my time of doing YouTube, I've still never upgraded the one thing that I still probably need to upgrade, and that's my computer. So when I graduated high school, my graduation gift was a MacBook Pro laptop. From the beginning of me doing YouTube all the way till this very day, that's still what I use. Now, don't get me wrong, I do need to upgrade that at some point, and I'm working on doing that very soon, hopefully at least. But all this is to just show that, like, you don't need the best stuff to be able to create content on YouTube or to stream on YouTube or Twitch or whatever it is. There's a lot of different ways to do things, and I just feel like I'm a pretty good example of that, because I didn't always have the greatest stuff to be able to create content with, and I still don't. I mean, like I said, I still make videos on a MacBook laptop. And not only that, I edit those videos using iMovie. And maybe I'm just biased, but I feel like with all that stuff, I still do a fairly decent job. So if you're afraid of getting started or trying to make content because you don't feel like you have the best stuff, I mean, just go for it. And obviously, as you work and you grow and you do it more, I mean, obviously, yeah, begin to invest in better stuff, because it is going to help you in the long run. You know, I'll always tell people that as well, is, you know, if you do want to take that next step, I mean, obviously the better equipment is going to help you achieve that. Like, don't just limit yourself to not the best equipment. I mean, obviously, you know, invest in yourself and be able to make that stuff better. But don't shy away from trying it if you don't have the best equipment. But then at the same time, don't go out and spend hundreds or thousands of dollars even to just get good equipment because you think you have to be able to do it. That's not the case. And so I know that this video isn't for everybody. Not everybody's trying to create content or do stuff like that, but I know that there's people out there that wonder about this stuff. There's people out there that ask me this stuff all the time and ask other creators all the time. And yeah, I mean, it's always going to be to your benefit to have the best possible equipment you can. Don't shy away from starting out or feel like you have to shell out a ton of money just to be able to do it. You know, start where you start. Come from where you come from. Your grind is not everyone else's. So hopefully this has helped some of you out there and given you guys a good example, being myself, in that equipment isn't everything. I feel like that's something that gets twisted a lot of times, and it's good when I can, you know, be able to give you guys an example, and when that example is me. And obviously, I'm far from the most successful, or even one of the most successful creators out there, but I would like to think I do a decent job for, you know, where I started with stuff, and even some of the stuff I still use today. And honestly, I think any creator will tell you that somewhere along the line that they used something that was so non-traditional and so jerry-rigged. I mean, I feel like at every point that people have those experiences when trying to create content, or in many different facets as well. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you guys are creators or have ever tried to do anything and you've used some jerry-rigged stuff, leave that stuff down below in the comments. And we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to smack the Schmidt like button down below. If you guys are new to the channel and looking forward to more video game content, you guys are in the right place. Hit the subscribe button down below as well. In terms of notifications, so you guys know those videos go live. We'll give them one more second for the one time. Hope you guys all have a good one. I will see you guys on another video. So long, everybody.